Start small. Learn a lot. Like, go in and do as much research as you can, but don't let that hold you back from like getting started. And I forgot my third one. Join the NBVA. Once you have kind of got things going, and save up to go to Vegas so that you can see us and learn lots at the convention.
I would say start small, like Jen said, but grow at whatever pace you're comfortable with. If you want to go out and find one location a month, find one location a month. If you only want to do one every 2 months, that's the beauty of this business. You can scale it exactly whatever speed you're comfortable with. That's what I think is most important. Also, I really try to be budget friendly in the beginning as well, because you don't know if this is going to be for you, honestly. So before you go out and finance, $6,000 machines, maybe try something that's going to be a little bit more beneficial budget-wise for you to see if you like it, because this business requires you to go out and talk to people. You got to go and ask businesses if you can put your machine in their business, and that's not for everyone. So just find out what's going to work best for you, and then kind of plan your growth accordingly.
Great advice.
Good one. So my advice would be, first thing to do is join the Discord. That would be 100% the first thing that I would do if you're new to vending, because there's so many people in there and such free advice and hours of reading and pictures and a lot of help. Secondly, I would start, if my choice, I would start with mini claw machines. That would be my choice of all the types of vending that I would choose from, just because your return on investment is pretty quick. And you can get some at pretty reasonable prices, and it's a great way to get started, and it's a lot of fun to pick toys. And then other advice is grow slow. Don't get too overzealous, because it's definitely worth it to buy a machine, pay it off, buy another machine, pay it off, and work your way slowly instead of too quick, because you can get yourself neck deep pretty fast and all the excitement. So, and then last advice would be 100% join the NBVA, because I think that's the best group of people and in the industry that are going to help you a lot. So those are my things.
Just like Jen and everyone else made the advice, start small. See how you do, feel it out. And I love Jen's advice. If you got a certain company that you like to work with, keep going. That's what I did. I personally like importing my machines because I can get a whole bunch of them for a smaller price. Like, I can pretty much roll them like way faster than ordering in States. So that's my advice. And one last thing would be have fun with this career, because this is one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. And my 5-year mark is coming up here in September. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. And I still wake up, and my wife and I, like, we give each other high fives. Like, we just went out to eat. We were servicing a location today, and after we got done, we were like, "Can you believe it's almost been 5 years and stuff?" And we gave each other high fives. Look at us. I can't believe this is our career. We get to do this every single day, and there is a lot of work behind it. And as you grow, you become more dependent on doing research and doing bigger stuff. If you start out small and you stay small, it's a fun side hustle. But as you get bigger, it is a lot more work, but it's still fun. So enjoy it, find out if you enjoy it, and enjoy it with your family too.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from the Howard Hospitality Group. Welcome to another weekly Vending Live. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, into the new year. Exciting new year so far. And joining me this evening, I got Matt from Galaxy Games 843.
What's up, guys?
Hey man, how you doing? I know Jen is at some big time person business meeting tonight, so she won't be joining us, but in the chat and possibly answering questions and stuff in the chat. But David is supposed to be here, but I haven't seen him pop in yet. So I know he had to go to Payson today, and he was on his way back. But it may just be you and I for a little while, if that's okay with you. So
That's right. You guys got the regulars out there right now.
So yeah, it's just we'll be here no matter what. Just because we're the old guys, probably. So we know responsibility and we know about being on time, unlike the rest of our co-hosts. But no, we're happy to be here. We love doing the weekly vending live. We love answering questions. Offline and during the live stream, and I'm hoping tonight, it's been a while since we've gotten a lot of vending questions in the chat, so I'm hoping tonight, if new or old, there's something that you guys want to cover tonight, please put it in the chat. We'll be looking at it as we go along in the comments here, and hopefully we can cover some stuff that's going on. It is the new year, a lot of new stuff that's going on in the industry. Just a few months is probably for us the biggest show of the year, not size wise, but and importance wise, I think is the biggest show of the year is coming up in March. So we'll be talking about that, and hopefully Jen will pop in the chat and help me with all the NBVA questions and answers and all that kind of stuff. We got giveaways to talk about. There's a lot going on. So without further ado, it seems like we already got a super chat from you know who. Let me pull that up here real quick.
Who could it be from? I don't know.
You don't know? See. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's do it. Oh, it's Waco's car wash. No, elevators more. Waco, did you get some snow down there in Texas? I saw a lot of people in Texas got snow, but Waco says, today I washed my grandma's car at the car wash club. At Club Car Wash, excuse me. Thanks for the super chat, Waco. And hopefully, if you guys have some road salt or whatever's going on down there, that you got that car clean.
Yeah. It is. So it hasn't been snowing here in where we are in California. I've been in the north and I've been in the south this week. It's been a crazy week for us, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But let's see who else is in here. Everybody's saying howdy from Texas. So it looks like White Tiger Vending. He is also from Texas, so that's cool.
Go. Hello, White Tiger. Thanks.
I don't know. I think they've made some comments before. My memory is bad because I'm old, but I'm pretty sure White Tiger's been in here before. But welcome. Lee Claw Amusement's here. He's very active in the Discord. So good to see him in here. I know Frank. I saw him too.
Frank, Mike at 720 Vending's here.
So he's saying that he could see us. Maybe in the intro, can you see us while we're hanging out backstage picking our nose before we come on? I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know. I think he's just being silly. But anyways,
probably. And I know Frank. That's what he's doing.
And 720 Vending's here too. Nice. I had a lot of conversation with 720 Vending in the past couple weeks. Cantaloupe has a new pulse reader out, touchscreen, really nice looking. Unit that he's putting on all of his machines, and he's actually helping them sell them. He has a code that he's helping to get the word out for them. So we use a similar version of I believe theirs is called the ePort. Ours, we use the green light units, and I think they're almost identical to what those are, and they are a Cantaloupe model, but we get ours from Wittern, so they come from VendNet from Wittern, so that's why they're different branding, but I think they're pretty much the same thing. I
hope you get a laugh because I feel like they have the identity crisis. Like, don't they have other names they go under?
Yeah, it is, and the one thing that's different though that I think than kind of what you guys are running. Well, you're running NAYAX, but from what 720's Vending is running. The Wittern and they use, VendNet and Wittern, they use 365 Marketplace for their customer support and for all of their online setup stuff. And it's pretty sweet. It kind of does all the stuff that you guys talk about on VendSoft. It does in their software. So I have kind of all those features as part of my Wittern Greenlight package, and we've been using it for... Well, we're going in our 5th year now, so it's really good. I like it, but I think you have to order them direct from VendNet. I don't think you can get them from Cantaloupe. So, but I think the system is still.
So what you're saying is it does like all of your business expenses and inventory costs and sales and everything. But the problem is you have to have them on all your machines for it to really be accurate, don't you?
We do. We have them on every one of our machines. So every one of our full line machines has a green light unit on it. And I don't want to I can't really pull up my system because it'll show like where everything is and stuff. Maybe I can,
No, but
while
I
we're
mean, like,
talking.
but in order for those numbers to be accurate, you have to have them on all of your machines, like all your claw machines, everything.
Oh, well, we have different divisions. So we have like the amusement stuff, and then we have our full line stuff. And so it all goes together in QuickBooks. But we don't use Vendsoft to, we use Vendsoft to, well, no, sorry, let me repeat. So we don't use Vendsoft like you do, where you do all of your, you do all your, so we use the 365 VendNet stuff to get the numbers to then put into QuickBooks, basically. So it doesn't do what you, it's not as full service as Vendsoft by any means, but it does run the numbers, do reports. You can do all your par lists, all that kind of stuff is all in there. It just doesn't do, it'll give you reports, but it won't do like what Vendsoft does. But it does keep track of like costs and that kind of stuff too, which is nice. So it's been good. We've been very happy with it. And the only reason that we did it was because when we bought our first ever snack machine, they had one that was made for somebody with it on it, and they decided against it or whatever, and we're like, we need one. So he goes, well, it's got a reader on it, do you want it? And I said, I'll try it and see, if we like it. And that ever since then, we don't order them without them. And then we've been adding them to every machine. So they're also kind of pay as you go, like we pay them off, or not pay them off, but we do a lease program through them with the green light. So because right when we took over the full line, there was a thing with Cantaloupe. Well, I think it was not just Cantaloupe, but it was a few different readers where they switched something with the reporting or something that was going on, and a lot of the old readers weren't any good. And so people had to buy all new readers. It was about, do you remember that? It was like 4 years ago or 4.5 years ago. And so a lot of people really upset because they were having to upgrade a lot of their units to a new model. But we got in at that time when that had switched over. And the guy told us, he's like, if I were you, I would just lease them because they're so cheap to lease. And then if there's a problem with it, they'll just replace the reader. You don't have to buy another reader. So that's how we do it. I don't know what's best for everybody, but we also don't have that kind of cash laying around to go buy, 60 or 70 readers at a time. So
sure you do. You've got that huge route. You got that cash laying around.
We got a route that is getting to be going, and we're hoping we'll be at that point someday, but we're not quite there yet. But yes, you're right. We are expanding. It's great, but it is a lot of work. And thank God for Brandon and Walker Vending, because without him, we would be a mess right now. And so it's been a great partnership with him, and we've been very happy. So anyways, back to the comments. If you guys have questions on Greenlight, let us know. If you have questions on Kiosoft, let us know. If you have questions on NAYAX, talk to Matt. If you have questions on Cantaloupe, talk to 720 Vending. We know the readers kind of inside and out, and we can help you. Any questions? And then in the comments too, we can help you. So let me go back up. Cool. Everybody's just saying hi. Here's a comment. Oh.
All right, from White Tiger Vending, it says, Jonathan, your wraps for the minis look great. Do you have any for the Candy Machine Super Mini 12x12s, or are they only for the 14x14 machines?
Currently, they're only for the 14x14. I don't have a template for the 12, and we sold off all of our 12s, so I don't have one on hand. If you're willing to spend some time with me on the phone, and we can get measurements and do a drawing and a template or whatever, because it has to be exact. Like when you make these, it has to be exact. So I will totally go and take a phone call from anybody that wants to measure all it out with me, and we could do like a FaceTime thing or whatever. But I need exact measurements of every single piece of that machine in order to do the template. But I'm more than willing to create some. I know that Mike from 720 just did a Surf's Up one on one of his candy machines, and it turned out really good. So they did turn out better than I thought they were going to. And on this 14 inches, I don't have any 12s, but I'm willing to. Sure, call me and we'll we'll work on a 12. Look at this. So Claw Mini is kind of where you are, Matt.
Yeah, Claw Mania Vending. Hello, all. We got 9 inches of snow yesterday here along the Gulf Coast of Alabama. I didn't quite get 9 inches. I probably only got about 2, maybe 3 inches. I don't know. I physically did not leave my house, nor did I step outside and put a tape measure in the snow to see. But, there's probably, that much on the ground. I don't know.
That's because you're used
Not a
to
whole lot.
sweating, not freezing. That's why.
Right, exactly. My
Let's
palm
see.
trees looked very sad. I'll say that.
Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out if he's talking about cantaloupe. I don't know if this is a. Let's see. Maybe
Sure. Robert Owen says, I learned the hard way that Cashless Plus can't track items in the machine, can't DEX, even though they have
yeah.
MDB code.
Yeah. So that's a big thing, and I see it all the time on Facebook Marketplace where people are listing machines for sale, and you got to be really careful on knowing your machines, and it's almost best to call the company that makes that machine, whether it's Dixie Narco or Wittern or whoever it is, and say, I'm looking at one of your machines. This is the model. Will it run a credit card reader, first of all, and then what will it report? Because there might even be, for a few $100s, you can upgrade the board in that machine, and then it'll do all that stuff. Because they do upgrade these machines, even though it's an older machine, they do make new boards for them. So we've already replaced one board. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I had that Wittern machine at the truck accessory shop. It's a snack machine. I previously had it at the barbershop location, and when I brought it over to the truck place, it had the MDB connections, the 6-pin connections, so I could have hooked up a credit card reader and just like taken payments, but I wanted the inventory as well. So since that machine did not support all that information, I did use one of the upgraded in-one boards. I did a video on that a couple of years ago on how to upgrade that machine or any type of machine like that, adding one of those in-one boards. And then that gave the machine the capability to report all the inventory and all that extra stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of them now, the new boards, the DEX is actually built into the board itself. So in the past, it was always like a separate plug that was kind of, you had to search for it somewhere in all the wires in the side of the machine. But now, like, they actually build it into the board on a lot of them. And so when they upgrade the board, it comes with that DEX connection. So we bought a brand new snack machine and had an issue with the board, and of course it was like 1 month out of warranty. That's just how these things go. So we had to buy a new board, and the new board was completely different than the old one, and the DEX was actually built into it. So they had upgraded it quite a bit just in the year and a half or year and a month that we had it or whatever. So definitely you can upgrade them possibly, and then just call the company, and most of the time their customer service is pretty awesome. It's just getting into it is the hard part. But once you get somebody in the tech side, they're pretty good, and they'll be able to help you. So we have a super chat, another super chat.
Ooh, another one. All right, here we go. This one coming in from Good Vending, a $5 super chat, says, can't hang out tonight. I'm delivering 1099s and then doing some collections. I'll watch the stream tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Well, thank you, Good Vending, for the super chat. Looking forward to hanging out with you in Vegas.
For those of you who are new to the business, if you pay anybody any kind of money for commissions or anything like that, you need to 1099 all your locations at the end of the year. So make sure you guys do that. And it shouldn't be a surprise to them if they receive money from you that you're 1099ing them. So, but good job, Good Vending, for following through and making sure that you cover all your bases, because a lot of people don't know that they need to do that. So
yes, and if you have any questions, please contact your tax professional.
Yep. I don't know what he's talking about there. Okay, cool. Oh, good. So Elite Claw said he'll get me measurements for the 12-inch. Yeah, because it does take a little while. It's going to be probably at least an hour conversation or phone call to get all those measurements. So people else are getting snow. MDB codes. Okay. Cool. So it looks like we caught up on everything. Everybody's just kind of talking to each other. I don't know where David is. He's not here yet, but we can talk about the giveaway. We're already 15 minutes in if you want to talk about that. Let me pull that up because it is pretty crazy. 7 things were given away, which is awesome. So here you go.
7 total things of the giveaway. So guys, take a look at your screen. Here is all the giveaways that will be drawn to be given away in conjunction with the NBVA show in Las Vegas this March. So first and foremost, the grand prize. It's the spin and drop machine there on the left. I mean, what an awesome looking machine. And, you know, we're going to have all kinds of machines on display at the NBVA show in Vegas. So I can't wait to see this particular machine in person, as well as all the other options as well. Going to be awesome. That's always the best show to see any of the new machines. And I feel like, honestly, IAPA just kind of re-shows the machines we see in Vegas. Did you feel that way, Jonathan?
Yeah, and I thought that would have been the opposite. But to me, like, it seems like Vegas is where they were first,
Vegas,
and then
Vegas is the unveiling. It feels.
Yeah,
like.
it seems. For sure.
Like, well, I mean, you know, that show is more focused towards amusement games and vending and stuff like that. But anyway, we're giving this machine away in conjunction with the show. But not only is that going to be the grand prize, but there's also multiple other prizes. Another one being the NAYAX VPOS Touch credit card reader there at the top in the yellow. So you can win one of those for either your vending machine or your amusement machine, depending on what kind of machine you want it for. They'll make sure they get all that right for you. And then Mr. Howard here himself donating multiple prizes, starting off with the claw stand with the bonus bulk vending arms, as you can see there in the picture, and 4 of the Howard Hospitality Group advertisement screens there at the bottom of the screen. So a total of 7 total prizes to be given away in conjunction with the NBVA show this March in Las Vegas. Now, I do want to throw a disclaimer out there. We will be drawing the names for the winners at the show, except for the NAYAX VPOS Touch credit card reader. NAYAX is going to handle that drawing themselves and contact the winner, but they are going to do it in conjunction with the show as well. So keep that in mind. So you guys might want to know, how do you enter, right? You guys want to know?
Of course. Yeah.
They should know. They should already know how to enter.
Do you want to? Are you in Discord? Do you want to share your screen?
I am on Discord, and I am sharing my screen. Yeah.
There you go.
I'm currently in the general chat. I'll pop over to general, and it looks like someone's sharing some information on some machines there. But basically, these tabs over here on the left, that's really where you really want to pay attention. There's a giveaway for each section of prizes. So very first and foremost, the giveaway Howard Hospitality Group, giveaway Spin and Drop, and then giveaway NAYAX. And you can see each one of these has an icon, right? So if you click on each one of those, you're going to be taken to a place where you can click on enter. So for the Howard Hospitality Group giveaway, you'll just click that enter button right there to get registered to win. Now, I have not clicked that enter button because I don't want to put my name into the pool because I don't want to win these, because I want one of you guys to win these.
I do.
So I'm not going to click that. I would love to have more of that stuff, but I want you guys to win. Same thing with the spin drop. If you click on that and click on enter right here, that's going to enter you for the giveaway. And then for the NAYAX, it's a little bit different. So if you click on that tab, there's actually a link. So if you click on the link, it's going to take you to the NAYAX website. It's completely legit. We've made sure it goes to the right place. So don't worry about spam or anything like that. It takes you to the NAYAX website. You fill out the form, and then they will use that database to draw a winner for the credit card reader. So that's how you do it.
And the reason there's 3 different ones is because the prizes came at 3 different times. And once you start a giveaway, you can't really go and start a whole new one because it eliminates all the people that have entered. So we didn't want to do that. So we just created a couple more as they came along. So you do have to enter into all 3 of those in order to qualify for all 7 of the prizes. So make sure you're not just clicking one and entering, because that won't get you into all the 3 major giveaways for 7 items. So make sure you do all 3. I wanted to talk about too the spin and drop, which is a brand new machine from Rainey. Usually David does a little bit of talking on this, but you do get this shipped to your house or shop or business or whatever it may be. It is the full deal. So you get a credit card reader, DBA, and shipping to your location. So it's the complete package. And you can even, if you want to, like if you wanted to order some Mega Minis or you wanted to order some other stuff, we can package some other items with it and ship those also, and save you a bunch of money on shipping. So this is shipped. So this is the full thing. It's not like you get the machine and then you got to pay for shipping or anything like that. It is an actual free machine delivered to your location, no matter where you are in the United States. So pretty awesome prize. And yeah, so just wanted to kind of let you guys know that, because we had those questions last time. So very cool. So, oops, wrong one. Sorry. Beep. There we go.
I thought maybe David was here and we didn't know.
No, usually it makes a little noise when he comes in, and I haven't heard the noise.
We were just checking to see if he was there. He wasn't there yet, so maybe soon.
So let's see. So yeah, very nice. So let's see.
Let me take over for a minute. Let me ask, how was your week for vending?
Oh, that's right. We never talked about it. I have been, so the kids and Natalie were stuck up here and I was down there, or I was stuck down there and they're up here. I don't know which way you want to look at it, but I was all by myself for a total of 12 days. And it was a crazy 12 days. So we have 20 machines to place, and within 12 days, I placed 13. And those are physically on location. And then I'm almost 99% sure that the other 7 are placed. They're just, the only thing we're waiting on is either an okay from this person or whatever, but they're very firm yeses. There's not really. And so almost to the point where I was at the end kind of going, I'm not going to have enough machines, at this point, because I saw so many people, they said, oh yeah, whatever it may be. And then, then they'll call us, be like, yeah, we want it. And I'm like, oh crap, now I got it, so it started to get me a little bit worried at the end.
You've landed 25 locations, but you only
I have a bad feeling that that's kind of what's going to happen.
You got to order more machines. Yeah,
we do have more on the way. So we have another, they're on the water. They should be here in a couple weeks, I think. So we're okay, but it's just, it got me a little bit scared, because then I was like telling the people when I went to go see them, like, oh yeah, they're in the garage up the street. I can bring one today if you want. And then now I'm gonna have to say, oh, you're gonna have to wait a couple weeks. So hopefully they're okay with it. Well, everywhere that I went,
we'll just show them they need to make fast decisions, because they're so hot, they're going fast.
They're wasting my time. So
and those machines went to other locations that said yes right away. So now we're still happy to provide you with a machine. It's just going to be an extra week or two now. That's all you can say.
So I really feel like if anybody needs help locating chat, or just needs a pep talk of some kind, like, call me, because I've been in the thick of it and I've learned some things because used to be it was always Natalie and the kids that were pitching 99% of the time, and mostly the kids. And so I hadn't really done much. I'd kind of reinforced what they said, but I haven't actually had to go. I did this all on my own, and they were there the first couple of days, but then had to head back up. But it's tough. Pitching is tough. But like, as I got going, like, I got a good rhythm going. I got a good, like, like a vibe going, and I feel like my pitch is crazy good. And so if anybody's looking for advice on that, or it doesn't even mean that I'm great at it, but if there wanted some things that worked for me, I would love to share them with you guys, because I think that when you do it nonstop for 12 days straight, like, you get pretty good at it, and you learn a lot of things. And I think that I kind of figured out a little bit of a mojo feeling that I could kind of help people with. So anyways,
so some good momentum going on, basically.
Yeah. And like, I feel like the way I approach things day 1 versus the way I approach things on day 12 was completely different. And my pitch completely changed. And a lot of what I thought worked, down in that location didn't, and so I had to sort of change it up. So
do you care to share any specifics with the audience? What worked later that didn't work in the beginning, or what did you change?
I changed my pitch depending on where I went. So it used to be that my pitch was the same. So it was basically like, hi, my name is Jonathan, and my family, we are the Howard Hospitality Group, and we do this. And I feel like towards the end, depending on what kind of location I was going into, because, I was hitting everything from bars to restaurants to coffee shops to, ice cream shops. Like I was hitting everything. My pitch completely changed based on what I was going into. And I think that that's the key. I think that if you go in with the same pitch every single time, it's not going to work. And you need to tailor it to that shop owner, to what's important to them. And I think that that's what the key was. And at the end, it was like, I mean, I did, if I got to talk to the owner, it was a yes every single time at the end. And it was that easy. And it was just because, if we were going into let's go like a winery or like a high-end restaurant of some kind versus like your standard mom and pop burger place or whatever, my line is, hi, I'm Jonathan, Howard Hospitality Group. My family and I, we do claw machines in high-end restaurants and bars or wineries or whatever it is. And that's my first line leading up to it. And they kind of look at you like, what do you mean? So immediately you're taking yourself up a notch of like, we do establishment like yours. this is not
what
Joe
you're trying
Bob's
to say is we only work with high-end clients and you are high-end. So therefore...
Yeah. And they're like, oh, really? And it's that kind of, you're like, I know what you want, and these ugly, flashy, blinky machines are not what you want. And my approach to them at these locations is not, and I know, and as most of them is there's several locations, it's not just one. So I'm approaching them with the fact of doing custom wraps or an all black wrap, or like our, the wraps of like the Gatsby wrap or something that's very toned down. And I would order them a machine that it has no flashing lights. There's no colors on it whatsoever. It is white or black, and it's just it doesn't fit into their location otherwise. And I think that that's kind of what our golden houses in the past kind of did, is that the only thing that really flashed was the coin mech or the button. But other than that, like it didn't have like the flashing prize slot, and it didn't have all that stuff. And I think that you need to eliminate all that when you're talking to higher end places, because they don't want that stuff. They don't want something that looks like it's from, an arcade. They just don't want that. It doesn't fit into those types of locations. So I think that your approach has to change. And every single time I went into a different place, it was different. And what I talked to them about of my pitch came in different orders. So like what I would talk to one person about first, I wouldn't talk to the other person about first. I would add that at the end of like, oh yeah, and this, but I still talked about it, but it wasn't at the top of my list, because I feel like in the very beginning, you only have a certain amount of time to either get them on the hook or you don't. And if you lose that momentum in the beginning, then it's very hard to keep them reeled in. You're reeling them in, so, or on the hook. But so those are some of the things that I can help people with. I really feel like you can't sound salesy. You just can't sell. You just don't. You're talking about how much fun it is, how you do it as a family, how you love what you do and what you can do for them, but in a positive way. A lot of people, they walk in and it's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You want a claw machine? It's like, no, dude, like I don't want, or their first question or the first answer they'll get from those people is, well, what do I get? And not once in any of my pitches did they ask me for a commission. Not once. And it was never about the money. It was about, I get it, and it'll either work or it won't, and this is why, and I appreciate your time. And they were very positive. But never did I get that question, because I didn't allow it to happen. It wasn't about them, me owing them something. It was about what I did for them. And by the time I finished, they felt like I was doing them a favor. And I think that's key. So
I've never done this, but I've always thought about maybe going into like a restaurant or something and be like, rather than just opening with like one of those claw machine lines, open with something to show a benefit to them. Like ask them a funny question. Like, do you experience families in here with a lot of kids that scream and run around crazy all the time? And then see what they say. Of course. Yeah. We're a restaurant. Of course we do. How would you like a solution to kind of curb that? Like something like that.
Yeah.
Started off like different, like just outside the box. I don't know. I've never tried it, but I've thought about trying it.
Well, and I think that Another good line that we always tell people, that we use sometimes. We don't use it in every single location because a lot of places wouldn't have it in their restaurants. But we tell people, we're the new crayons and paper of restaurants nowadays. We keep the kids occupied while you're trying to get people seated and get them their food and keep the parents happy so they buy more booze. You know what I mean? Like that's what we do. And those are the kind of conversations that you're going to have with the owner. And you should have those kind of conversations. Like, we know your bar sales are where you make your money, not on the food. So how do you keep the parents here longer? You have stuff like this that keeps them entertained so they can drink more beer and make you more money. It's sad, but that's the truth of what we do, in those types of locations. And I think that that's something you need to talk to them about. And it does. I mean, my pitches I'm usually at each location at least a half an hour. I mean, by the time we're done talking, it's 20, 30 minutes of a conversation, because it's a conversation. It's not me just pitching and then going, you want one or not? We're having a conversation about their business, about the machines, about, just life. It's funny being down there and being a transplant like I was, like I'm not from there. And so I can crack jokes about, I went down this one-way street the wrong way, like those kind of things. And it's funny, and then they get to know you. And I think that sells it too. It's about you, and they're going to have to see you every week or every other week. Do they really want to? Not if you're some sales weird guy. No, I don't think that they do. You know what I mean? Like, they're sure. Get out of here. So I think they have to really enjoy your presence and what you're offering them and what you can do for them. But at the same time, they know that it's going to become a fixture at their location. And I think a lot of people forget that you're not just putting it there and forgetting it. Like, they're going to have to look at that thing every single day, and so they need to make sure that they're willing to give you a spot at their front door, or wherever it is. So there's a lot of things like that. But anyways, so let's go back up. I missed a couple comments. Okay, so White Tiger Vending had a question.
Hold on one second. Sorry, I was getting.
Let me pull it off and let me pull it back up. That's all right. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay,
go
ahead.
White Tiger says, Jonathan, have you purchased any Mega Minis? If so, do you like them better than the other minis? Pros, cons. How is the music on the Mega Minis? Thanks, Kim. I'm a single woman vendor. Whoop whoop.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Whoop whoop.
Honestly, that's all we order anymore for minis. We don't order any other ones. I hear David just popping in right now. Let's see if I can assign him.
I heard that. I
heard him.
Sound.
Yeah, did you hear that? Okay, good. So he's going to be guest 2. There he is. Let's see if we just pop him up here. There he is.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
there he is.
How's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
Good. Perfect timing. We got a question about Mega Minis, so I'll answer it. Let me pop it up for you so he can read it to you. And then I'll answer my part, and then you can say something too if you want. But go ahead.
I'll do a better job this time. All right. Okay. White Tiger Vending LLC wants to know, asking Jonathan, but also for David, have you purchased any Mega Minis? We know you both have. If so, do you like them better than other minis? What are the pros and cons? How is the music on the Mega Minis? And thanks. This is Kim, a single woman vendor. Whoop whoop.
So Kim, that's honestly that's all we order anymore. We absolutely love them. I feel really stupid because David, who's sitting over there on the right hand side, has been telling me for years to buy them, and I wasn't listening. I had always purchased Golden Houses in the past, and I was really happy with them. And he kept saying, oh, well, let me just get you one. I'll drive one up from Arizona, and you could try it out. And he just really wanted me to have them, and we did finally order some, and I'm amazed. I am. For the pricing and everything, you do need to plan ahead if you're ordering stuff from China to make sure that we're constantly always having machines on the water now. So we're ordering every few months to make sure that we have enough coming in to cover, what we want to do and how we want to expand. But pros and cons, pros would be cost is probably the biggest one. The second is the fact of how far they've come along, like over the years. Like she's made changes basically based on all everybody's kind of recommendations in the Discord and on Facebook and stuff. And David especially had a lot to do with that. So they've changed and they've become something that's pretty awesome. Other pros that I've learned in the past few months, because I've been playing even more with them, is they're extremely accurate. So like I noticed on a lot of our other machines, when it came to setting all your settings and stuff, there was kind of a little bit of wiggle room here and there with certain things, but these are like extremely accurate. And once you get them dialed in, they run really well. Bigger play area than I've seen in any of the machines that we've had. It's a large play area, so it covers a bigger space. The other thing that I really like about them is that sounds weird, but I have really big hands. And for all the other minis that we've had in the past, like all the board and the power supply and stuff is like inside the machine, and trying to get your big hands in there to make any changes or fix anything sucks. And on the back of hers, you just open up the back door and your power supply and your board's like mounted on the door and your power supply is right there. So fixing anything, we haven't had to yet, but when it comes to that point, I know will be super easy, which feels really good.
You know what you're talking about? It's so true. Opening up the back door is like super easy. It's like, you ever see those old cartoons where the kids has a little little thing that pulls off and you can spank the baby? It's kind of like the old Nickelodeon cartoon, or not Nickelodeon.
It is like the little buttons that you done do. Yeah, the little baby button. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, like everything's right there, and I really like that. I like that the parts are super cheap. If you need to replace something, power supplies are $15. Full gantry sets with the claws, $60. I mean, like you can't beat the pricing on stuff like that. There's 22 wraps available for them, including 2 from E3 Vending and then R14 plus her 5 standard ones. So there's a ton of options of how you want them to look. You can order a minimum of 4 at a time. And if you do order a minimum of 4, you can do a custom wrap with only 4. So it used to be, it was like you had to order like 10 or 20 to get like your custom logo or something on a machine. Like she offers it at 4, which is incredible. So you could order machines with your logo and have them all branded to you, like with hardly any machines ordered, which is great. What else that we really like? You can order as little as 2 at a time, but we recommend 4. They seem to ship better. And the more you order, the more you save.
I like ordering 4. Yeah. I'm kind of at the same thing what you're saying, Jonathan. Obviously, I'm a bit biased when it comes to minis because Rainey started me out with the minis and has made me so successful ordering her product. One thing I wanted to point out is Jonathan really nailed it. When I started working with Rainey, she wasn't just happy with just the original product that she had with the OGs. She was constantly like, I remember early on, I was like, okay, I don't see the vision, Rainey. She was already came out with these mock designs of the Mega Mini. And I'm already bought like 40 OG minis. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to have to buy another mini. And I was kind of like, like a jealous person, I guess, in a sense. But then she came out with it completely done. And I saw the wraps and I saw the vision. I loved it. And I loved that the pricing was pretty much the same thing as an OG mini. And it's just, and she's just constantly is listening to the feedback and making changes. Like I hear people complaining about the older model having a power supply issue and stuff. And that's true. There was a power supply issue if you added a NAYAX reader after leaving it on the machine after a year, 24/7, the power supply would go bad. Well, she's listened to that now because we have that data, and she's changed it and evolved it and made it better. And she's constantly evolving. For another example, the first model of the Mega Mini, the little locks, and I don't know if the other minis out there in the market even have this, but the Mega Prize lock, if someone steals that key, you have one extra key with other competitors, where with her, she sends you not 1, 2, 3, 4, she sends you like 5 or 6 keys. And then if you get locked out of that completely, where you lost all those keys, there's a back door with your other main key that opens up, and now you can reach your hand in there and change out the lock, and she can send you a whole lock kit. I think it's like $7.
It's crazy.
6 more
And nobody's
keys.
thought of that yet. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
huge feature I totally forgot about. But that's the kind of stuff, and somebody recommended that in the Discord. I don't remember who did. It's been a long time since that was recommended.
Yeah.
But how cool of an idea is that? And
The
it's just now
the lighting in the Mega Mini was also recommended by people in the Discord. There used to be just the LED light strips, and people were like, "Why can't we change the lights? Why can't we have it flashing? Why can't we do this?" And now her latest update, I hear that she's going is you'll be able to dim the lights, and then
on the board.
I hear there's more music options and stuff. Another motherboard coming out. She's constantly evolving. She's always doing that. So I got a lot of respect for that lady. That lady's awesome. Rainey listens to us. So,
and there's a guy in our vending academy. He's new to the industry, but his background is something totally different. And he loved our advertising screens, and he wanted them mounted on the top, not inside. And so he talked to her, and together they worked on with us a box that goes on the top that holds our advertising screen. And now she's created where anybody can buy them. So those are the kind of things that she's always doing, and it looks super cool. So instead of having the marquee, you have actually a screen where you can put whatever you want on there. Like, it's nonstop evolving, and I think that she listens, they work, they're reliable. You hardly hear of problems with them. There's only been a few in the past years, and it's always been an item that she's fixed immediately. She's changed something or fixed it, and I think that that's key. So to answer your question, that's all we order anymore. That's all David's ordering anymore. You've ordered some candy machines recently, Matt. You got some super minis, and you got those recently too, right?
Super mini? No, I just have one super mini.
Oh, one super mini. Okay.
Yes.
So I thought and that's the one that's in the hot dog shop or in the ice cream?
Correct.
Hot dog shop. Yeah, because
they do hot dogs and they do Italian ice.
That's what it was. I knew there was something else.
That's where everyone gets confused. But
okay,
that's the one that has the Howard Hospitality Group claw stand on it. It's
nice.
doing really well there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Nice.
Although that location's been super slow lately, but it's the off season.
Okay, next questions. So Robert Owen had a question.
All right, Robert Owen wants to know, how many places did you have to visit to get those 20 locations? How many places did you go to?
A lot. We went to, I went to at least 60, if not close to 80 locations in the 12 days. I started at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I would finish at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. The problem is getting the owner. And that's the biggest issue. So basically what I did is I made a spreadsheet. I have like this crazy hunting strategy that I have, and I make this crazy spreadsheet. And then on there's a section for notes. And so for each one, I would write down who the owner. Well, I already knew who the owner was, but because I already researched that part of it. But I would write when they come in and when I could come back. So like they would tell me Tuesday mornings at whatever. And that's another thing too, is knowing the owner when you go in, I think is super helpful, because you can say, when's Dave in? And they're like, well, he's never in. And it's like, really? Like, when's, well, he actually comes out on Tuesday mornings at 9. It's like, okay, so you write that down, Tuesday mornings at 9. But then it's, it's Thursday. So then I go back home, and then I go on my little calendar and I make myself a list of my next week's spots that I go to, and then I know on Tuesday morning at 9 I got to hit that spot. If I want to talk to the owner, that's the only time that I'm gonna be able to go there. So I have to route and that's how I got them. That's honestly how I got them, is like, that's how detailed you have to be, is that if you want to follow up with the owners, you got to know when they're going to be in, and then write it down and follow up. And the reason I only got 20, because I think I talked to 24 owners and got 20 out of 24 or something like that. No, it was about 30. It was about 30. Because that's why I think those other 7 are pretty sure. But they're not guaranteed. But I think that you can land them if you get the owner. It's about getting the owner. And
I found that too.
So it may sound crazy to go to 80 locations, but you have to. You have to do that legwork and then follow up. And that's the hardest part, is if you don't follow up. So right before I left to drive up here, that morning there was this one cafe right by the water, and it's like really well known, and they only do breakfast. They're only open breakfast and lunch till 2 p.m., but it is like jam packed 7 days a week. Like it's a hot spot that's known. Like you go on like spots to hit, in that location, it's listed. And I'm like, I want that spot, because I just know how busy it is. And I went in the day before, and the owner said, I like the idea, but he goes, my hands, he had like the black gloves on, and he was just covered in ranch, and he's just like, now's not the time. And I'm like, I totally get it. Like, when can I come back? And he's like, tomorrow morning, be here at 9 o'clock and we'll talk. So that's what I did. 9 a.m. I got up, I set my clock, took a shower, got ready, drove over. I gave myself an extra 15 minutes of drive time in case there was traffic. Like, I was super OCD because I knew I wanted that spot. And sure enough, I showed up at 8:50 and walked in, and he waved at me when I walked in, and he sat down with me in a booth, and he's like, tell me your story. And I'm like, okay. And I told him the thing. He goes, awesome. He goes, do you have one now? I'm like, yeah. He goes, go get it, bring it in here, let's do it. I'm like, awesome. And it's like, but that's the thing, is you got to follow through. And if you get the owner, like, grab them and just have fun with it, and like, be excited about what you do and make it exciting for them. And when you go in, be excited to be there. Don't just go in and hide and like feel your toys and whatever. Like, go in and wave and say hi and how's it going, and like, how's the machine doing? And if they say something bad, fix it. Fix the problem, answer the question, fix it, or say, call me. Like, why didn't you call me? Like, well, we didn't want to bother you, whatever. It's like, no, call me. I'll be here tomorrow. Like, call me, So make sure you follow through and that they know they can count on you. But that was pretty sweet. Like, that was a good one, right?
So after you got the machine installed and everything's good to go, when you were leaving, did you say, thanks a lot, ranch hands?
No, but see, that is what it's about. That's the kind of relationship you need to have with the owners, and the fact that he was willing to give me that. And we talked for 45 minutes that day, and then I had to go home, which is another 20 minutes away through traffic to go get it, come back, set it up, and then so I was an hour and a half late going home than I thought I wanted to be, but it was worth it. It's sitting there now making money, and that's what it's about, is following through. And so as I was setting it up too, it was really cool. His wife is 8 months pregnant, and she came in and she's like, what's so funny is that my husband came home last night after working, and all he could talk about was how excited he was to talk to you the next day about this claw machine. And she goes, I had to come see it, and I'm like, I go, well, it's exciting. She goes, this is so cool. She's like, I love this. This is so, and she goes, we've been wanting to do something like this. And it's just so, and I go, well, wait till you see the kids and us. We come in and we do our thing and whatever. She goes, this is awesome. And she goes, I love, that you guys do the nonprofit thing. I love all about it. And it's just fantastic. And no commission, because we do the nonprofit and we do an advertising screen and all of that. So it's definitely, there's a lot of tricks, but it's about being personable and having a lot of fun with it. So let me go back here. So I had to do 80 locations roughly, Robert, and I didn't get owners. And that was what I've learned too, is down where I was hunting, the owners aren't really from there. A lot of the locations, they own several restaurants from LA all the way up to there and even higher at some spots. So they're not at those locations a lot of the time. So now Natalie's got to start sending emails, and we got to start making phone calls and stuff to these locations. And that's what we're working on when I got home. So, okay.
Very cool.
Another question.
All right, next question from Comp Magic wants to know, how's the claw stand doing? I saw some machines lately that definitely could have used them. I left a note with your site on them. That's pretty cool.
Aw, that's really cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is, and I think at the show, because we're going to have them in Rainey's booth, which I'm really excited about. I think that once people start to see, we sell quite a few a month, but I don't think that people have really realized like how well it works and kind of what it does. But I think once the industry catches on, it's going to be even better. And the fact that you can order them through Rainey and get them for like $100 off the normal price is pretty awesome to get them shipped with your machines. I just don't think people know that. So I think the kind of the price shock of it, but I don't think that people realize like to have stuff made in America is like stupid expensive. And so when we were researching because that's what we wanted to do was have made in America, and it was going to be about $500 per one to get it shipped to somebody in the United States. By the time you paid shipping and have it built was $500. And to do it through Rainy in China is $250 shipped. But if you order it with machines, it's only $150. And like to get an actual 60-pound stand that, mounts to a machine for $150, like you can't do that here in the States. It's just not possible. So it's a pretty sweet deal. So anyways, yeah, they're doing pretty good. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. David, everybody's excited you're here. So cool.
Yeah, I saw Comp Magic. He's like,
yeah, look at this Comp Magic.
Comp Magic says, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, David.
Oh man, so true. All right, Jay Hayes, let's see, has a question.
Jay Hayes wants to know, so what do you say when they do ask about commission? Some places still will want that.
So
yeah,
go ahead. You want to go first?
I was just going to say, some places you're going to have to pay commission to. There's just no way around it. So, we're not saying to walk away from a location if they want a commission, because you're still going to make money. So we're not, we're definitely not saying walk away. But obviously, the object of the game is to land a location and not have to pay them commission. But it's going to happen, though. Remember that. It's going to happen.
And the veterans in the industry, they fight with me all the time on this. Like I get in conversations with these guys on the phone, and they're like, you have to pay commission because you're going to lose your location if you don't pay commission. And I'm like, no, we're not. We're not going to lose our location if we take care of it. Every location that's ever been poached or tried to been poached, I shouldn't say been poached, but like that have tried to come and take our location from us, what's the first thing they do is they tell us about it and how much of a joke it is that they want to come and steal our location, and they offered us money. And we always say, well, do you want money? They're like, no, we don't want money. We like what you guys do. We do nonprofit. So we do pay a percentage of our commission or not commission, but our profit is paid to Yao. So we do already pay that into that. So I think that's the thing, is that we're not making 100% of our profit. It's going to Yao because we're trying to build a pool. Since we don't have a sponsor right now for Yao, we're trying to build a pool so we can start sending out these machines to people every month. And without a sponsor, it's hard to do that. So we're trying to build a pretty big pot is what we're doing with the money that we're making. So then, if we get a sponsor, that's fantastic to help with that. But the goal is that we'll get a big enough pot so we can start saying every single month we'll send a machine. We'll have that money in an account to be able to do that. And that's why everything's kind of on hold right now. So when people do ask us, we've had a couple spots because we did some hunting up here before I went down south, and there was a spot that asked us about commission. And what I say to them is, we have a nonprofit that we donate 25% of our profit to every single month. And so that's where that goes. But if you want that 25% instead of us giving it to the nonprofit, we will give it to you.
The guilt trip.
And they're not going to do that. I guarantee they're not, and then we tell them what the nonprofit is. So we tell them, which we already have. So we say, well, it's up to you. I mean, you can have that 25%. And they're like, no, give it to the kids, because it is going to the kids. It's not like we're lying. Right. I mean, it is going to the kids. Right. So, I mean, they feel like a jerk if they're like, no, we want it. Then honestly, I don't know how long we would probably last in a location like that, because if that's their bottom line is like how much money they're going to make off it, they're probably going to be jerks 99% of the time to like, they're going to have one of those accounts here where they're like over your shoulder looking at the numbers and watching you count the cash. And we don't want locations like that. Like, we just don't. So that's how we approach it. We also tell them that we put advertising screens on all of our machines. And so we run ads for them. So that is part of what we do. And that's kind of so we don't have to pay an additional commission. And they understand that because they know how much marketing costs and advertising costs. And once they see the screen working, they're like, oh, that's great. And so we go in every week, we take a picture of their ads, where their happy hour specials or whatever. So that's how we approach it. Doesn't mean it works for everybody. But that's why the advertising screens are such a huge tool, because we don't pay an additional commission. But we would probably have to, we still want to donate to Yao in every machine, but we would have to donate a lot less if we had to pay a commission at a location. And we just don't want to have to do that. We'd rather pay it, have Yao, the money go to Yao. So, but that's how we do it. And they feel like jerks if they ask for it, I think. So they don't ask for it. But anyways, David, question for you from Comp Magic.
This one, David says, how are your arcades doing? Sorry, I haven't been on the stream recently. Lots going on, but happy to be here tonight to catch up.
Let's see. The arcades are doing really well, I think. I've missed seeing you on the streams, by the way, Comp Magic. So it's good to see you back in, popping in and out. Yeah, no, actually, it's funny you're talking about this. I was just looking at the numbers of I love, you know how it is, Matt and Jonathan. I always have to check my sales every single day, and it's fun to see and do the numbers and stuff. So I was going over that right now, Mike. I see what you mentioned. I was looking at my numbers and doing math in my head, and then also it's just fun to look at the numbers. So it was a pretty good day today for a Wednesday in sales. So I'm like, really
not
happy.
Me. My day was probably the lowest I've had in a long time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know. I didn't expect it. Yeah, I didn't expect.
Everyone just stayed home today.
Well, you guys are you guys having a winter storm over there too?
Yeah, we have snow. We have snow.
It's so weird. Do you get snow often?
No, once every 10 years.
Say. Once every 10 years. Okay, so we've been really nice because we're in Arizona and winter times are good time. I mean, it is cold. Like I have to bundle up and stuff when I go on my walks and stuff. But apparently, I still get suntanned a bit because I'm not as white as I used to be. Frank is telling me I'm tanned according to the.
It's pretty tan. You do look pretty tan.
I
got some sun. You can see my face. I'm totally red.
Yeah. Well, you're in California. You're a Californian.
Well, in Northern California right now, it's gloomy, but down in Southern California, it was not gloomy at all. It was absolutely beautiful. I feel it's kind of sad. I'm kind of sad that I'm back up here right now, but that's okay. Except for my family's here, so that makes me happy. But the weather was very nice, and I miss my dogs, so it's nice to be home. Let's see.
I thought maybe we could have a topic of conversation tonight that I'm seeing a lot more posts about in the dreaded Facebook group. So you know, there's a lot of people in the Facebook groups that probably have a lot of different ideas than we do, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But one trend I'm seeing is a lot more posts about Kittleton. You guys seeing these
I did see that. I actually someone lost their movie theater or something like that the other day.
And I thought it was a good transition. You know, you're talking about, people coming in and trying to take your locations. And I'm hearing stories of Kittleton poaching locations from other vendors. And I really I want to know what everyone's opinion is on what you think their sustainability is. You know, I've seen a lot of people talk about, and I've even seen machines in my local area too from Kittleton. And I just don't know how they make money. Like, I feel like every time I go there, they have like 8 of the same style machine in like a bundle or whatever. But I feel like each one of the machines has like 6 prizes in each one. And it's like, so either their payouts are awful.
They are awful.
They are.
Or they'd be refilling those machines half the time. But like, how sustainable do we think this is going to be in the long term?
So my opinion, I'll tell you my opinion. I think their claw rooms look great. I like the orange. I think that when you walk by, it's attractive. Like you walk by there and it's bright. I don't really care for the token system. I know why they do it, because then it makes them spend the money in there and they don't walk away not spending the cash. Like, I get that part of it. I just don't know how much. I know in China and stuff, the tokens are huge, but I just don't know how big they are here. But I understand why. I think a card system might be better, but that's beside the point. But the idea of how they look, I think they look clean. Like you walk by and they usually have an attendant there that's kind of wiping stuff down. The ones I've seen, I've only seen about 4 or 5 of them. But as far as the machines, I walked by and asked some kids that were playing, and like I go, "Did you win anything?" And they're like, "No, these machines suck. Like you don't win anything." And so I think kids are getting that vibe. Like we run our machines at 1 and 8, and on the Mega Minis that's very accurate 8. Like it is 8. I mean it's so, and we have nicer prizes in ours. Like our average prize cost is probably around between 80 and 90 cents per prize. So we have to run them a little higher. You could run them lower, like 1 and 6, but our machines pay out, and they don't. So sustainability wise, I don't think they're gonna last very long, and I think it's
That's
really
the
sad.
thing.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's sad because it's also giving us a bad name in the fact of like, they're gonna say, oh, those are just claw machines, those things don't ever play out. But I still think that's a small percentage of the population, because around here we still have, the bigger arcades, and there's some, I don't know if you guys have Wincos where you are, but all the Wincos always have machines in them, or Walmarts, and you go in there and you never win. I mean, they got to be set at like 1 and 30 or something stupid, and you never win anything from their machines. So those have been around for a long time, so I don't know how much that's going to affect things, but I do love the look of it. I mean, but I've seen like Anime Frank just opened an arcade in Colorado, like a clawcade, Kenichi Claw, and like
Kenichi
that
Claw.
place, that thing looks freaking amazing. So
Did you see the video?
yeah, like it looks so good. Like I mean, it is probably the best clawcade I think I've ever seen done on its own, and so
Better
I
than
think
mine?
yeah, it is pretty sweet.
You're not.
I gotta
supposed
say-
to lie about that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be totally
Oh,
David. Of all people, I could lie to. I can't lie to you because you don't lie and you don't cuss even. So I can't lie or cuss to you. But his he left. Did you just leave right now? Wow, is he mad? He'll jump back in. He's all
Maybe.
sad. But I mean, Frank did it. Like Frank did an amazing job. And David knows he probably hit the wrong button, knowing David. But like for those of you who've seen it in the Discord and on Facebook, like it's a sweet looking setup in there. And so yeah. So anyways, I think it can be done for other people. I think that Claudaddy has done a really good job. With his look too. He's got his own custom look, and I think that I don't think they're going to take over. I think they're going into, they're taking over spots. And are you really mad right now?
I changed my name to Mad.
You can't lie though. You know that his location looks ridiculously
It
good.
does. No,
Like it is like, it's the best I've ever seen. 100%. And it
I love
looks
his video.
so good. But what I was saying is I think that people can do it on their own and make it look really good. And Kittleton does, it's the same all the way across. But so that's my opinion. I don't think they're going to last very long. But they're a big enough company that they're kind of like a Starbucks that could be in like and make $2 a day and still stay open because of Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's I think they're going to be fine overall. But I there's one in our mall locally that I feel bad because this one guy, he's kind of a jerk, and he was in the Discord for a while, and he actually left because he got so mad at some people for no reason. And he actually has quite a few machines in this mall, and right across from his little setup, they opened up a Kittleton, and I'm like, ooh, like that's really bad because it's like he was like the only game in town, like in the mall, and then they opened one like right across from where he was, and I was like, oh. So I feel really bad, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I still feel like if one of us were to go head to head in a mall, Kittleton machines on one side and our machines on another side, I feel
We
like
would
we would
win.
always win because
Yeah,
I've just heard so many bad things about like they don't, people can't win.
I
You know,
can
the
never
payouts-
win
the
the
payouts are rough.
machine.
I've never even given
Well,
them money, so I wouldn't know.
and I don't
Oh,
think they like
I
the
tried to like
token.
them.
I don't think they like the token thing. That's what the kid said. Is like, I don't get these tokens. And then he's like, what am I gonna do with these tokens? Because like some of them only took certain amount of tokens per game, and they're like,
think
I don't want
tokens
any of that crap.
are
They
good.
had the tokens left. They're like, well, I don't want to play that. So then what? I gotta go
think-
put more money in it. So Yeah.
I
That's the
think
thing
tokens
too.
are too risky nowadays.
I didn't think their prices were that good. Every
They're
machine
not.
I've looked at.
No. So, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I've had.
what are your
Have you
guys'
guys ever had a
opinions?
3D printed coin? I think Mr. Gumball, Golden Gumball, got a 3D printed coin before in his mech. He
No.
made a video of that. Yeah. Have you guys ever had a 3D printed coin in your coin mech?
No, but I pretty much now, other than I think at the flea market, I've got all electronic coin mechs, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Okay. So Canton probably has electronic coin mechs too, probably then.
It's really
Okay,
only
so
going to
back
work
up
with
to-
mechanical coin mechs.
Yeah. That's why it happened to Mr. Gumball, I think. Golden Gumball.
Okay, so you answered the question about your claw rooms, right? You already did that one. How your arcades
Yeah.
are doing. You answered that. Okay, cool. So Lee
talk
Claw
about
wants
it.
to know if Matt has megas. He does not. He needs some, but he does not have any.
Matt has Matt's not much of a mini guy.
Yeah,
he's a
That's
big
right.
man.
I
He's into
I
the
stick
big
with full
stuff.
size.
Full
Yes.
size. He's
Oh yeah,
got-
there you
well,
put
he
that.
didn't- Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There we go. There's my reply.
he's not into small things. He likes big things.
Yeah. And he does really well, so he's comfortable. Well, you gotta remember where Matt lives, he has to get a tag for every machine. So, like, if you're getting a tax stamp on a mini, it's gonna be the same price as a full line. So you might as well just go full,
Correct.
or not
That's
a full
correct.
line, a full size crane or something to try to maximize the square footage because you're gonna get charged the same amount.
Can I tell you my opinion on that real quick? And I'm probably gonna get a big war right now with a lot of people, but I have minis. I have minis that are doing better than my full size, and I have really, really good prizes in my full size. Like we spent stupid money getting stuff from Good Stuff and Fiesta and a bunch of other stuff to put in our full size machines, like legit good prizes. And our minis in certain locations are still crushing it compared to our bigger machines. So I think that mini versus large depends on the location. That's my personal opinion, because I have some locations that I do have full size and they do pretty good or as as a mini, but I don't know about full size all the time, because I feel like we have to run our ratios higher on our full size machines than we do on our minis in order to justify the prices of the toys, because we're still running them at $1 or $2 per play depending on the location. So in order to make our money back on those, we're running a higher ratio. And I think that when the little one's putting out a lot more prizes and they're cuter prizes, it almost that I feel like they can compete with them. Like, I know the history has always been like, oh, big machines are better, but I don't believe that's true anymore.
First of all, don't get me wrong. We're not going to go to war or anything, but don't get me wrong. I never said bigger machines were better. I just said I prefer the larger machines. And
no.
honestly,
Not you. I meant the old school guys.
But just in general. Just in
Yeah.
general, every location is going to be different, and some locations are going to perform better with a smaller machine, and some are going to perform better with bigger machines. Like my pizza restaurant, I had an OG mini in there, and I did, $60 to $80 a month. I put in the full size, and it quadrupled. So
Yeah.
Every location is going to be different. So there's just so many things, so many factors that play into that. No one's going to be able to make the argument that this is the only way to do it. It's never going to be.
Well, I think that also, and the way we do things is it may be different, and maybe it's not the same as everybody else. But we always start small, unless somebody says to us, well, you got something bigger, because we tell them we do bigger machines. When we meet with them initially, like we can do anything, we can do racers, shooters, whatever you want. In bigger spots. But, a lot of times they're like, well, let's just try a mini. But I think that what we do is we put it in there for a few months and then we'll upgrade to a larger machine. And so I think that that's a good way for people to go. But I feel like people shouldn't have to spend $3,000 to buy a full size machine to get a location when they could spend $750 delivered for a Mega Mini, and get into a spot and crush it for a few months, and then upgrade to a Key Quest or something a little bit larger, and not have to break the bank. You know what I mean? Like and it's so much easier to place a mini. That's just all I'm saying, is that they may end up just keeping the mini because it's just killing it. And we've had locations where we've added bigger machines and they just haven't done as well as a little one sitting right next to it. So it's crazy to. I'm just saying this, not what everybody says. I don't think there's a general rule.
In that same argument, I've never spent $3,000 on a brand new machine for a brand new location. I always start off with a full size machine that I got from the auction or something like that I've only paid probably a couple $100s for to test them out. So it kind of works on the same platform.
Yeah, and we're different. So like us, we kind of, that's the one thing that we push in our pitch, which is part of our pitch, is that we only buy new machines. All of our minis are new, so we don't have issues, we don't have problems. They're all brand new and whatever. So that's part of our pitch kind of when we go into a place, is that we're not bringing in an old hot stuff that's been refurbished or whatever. Like we push the fact that they're brand new machines, because I think
Matt's
that people
also really talented though. He can make
no, I think that is, if you can place a big one, that's great. But for us, like, we're so, I don't know if it's timid. It's more like we've gotten so good at placing minis, and they're so easy to place that's just where that's the angle that we're coming from, is like, we can get in this spot and we know there's another 6 feet that's sitting there right next to it. It's empty that we can fill, but we want to get in, and so that's us, but if you can place a bigger one, we've never had luck placing a larger machine the first time out. We just haven't. We've had somebody ask us, well, do you have something bigger? We're like, yeah. And then we placed it, which is great. But we've never gone in pitching that. We're not that good. Matt's a lot better than us when it comes to that kind of stuff. We're easy at the minis.
I was going to say, one thing I respect about Matt is so talented on fixing his machines, and you get it for just a handful, that vendor who had that machine before, the hot stuff or whatever claw machine you take over, that's gone through a lot, and then you go and fix it up, and it's already profit within the first month because you saved. So, and correct me if you're wrong. You did one. I remember this was like a year ago, and you stuck it into a school, and it was a really cool looking slicking machine.
Yeah,
it was
awesome. That was awesome,
and I really like that.
That's actually still there. We've actually officially donated it to the school, so it's still there. Oh. And if they ever have any issues, I do actually still go up and check on it and do maintenance for it and stuff like that. But it now belongs to the school.
Oh, that's so awesome. I bet they're so happy to have you there and do that.
They are. It's a great, like I said, motivational for the kids and for good behavior, stuff like that. It does really well.
Since you're here, David, let's do the giveaway one more time. And then, I got a ton of questions here we got to get to. So let me pull that up, and then you guys can talk about it.
I installed a spin and drop today. That was
let's talk about it.
Okay. So... all right, let's talk about the giveaway. And Jonathan's going to get a restroom break, probably. Anyways, so guys, if you haven't already done so, make sure you join our Discord. We have several giveaways going on right now. The giveaways are in the images right now. Matt with Galaxy Games 843, he actually has a Discord link in the Discord, a giveaway that's highlighted for the NAYAX giveaway. That one's a little bit different, so we're going to start with that one. And he talked to NAYAX. NAYAX was gracious enough. They're being such a great sports and supporting the giveaway that they're giving away a NAYAX reader. The link is in the Discord. You click on it, and you're entered and fill out the information. You're entered in for a drawing for the giveaway for the March convention. Or they're going to do it on their terms, but they're going to be given to someone in the Discord. The other one, John. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, we are not physically drawing for the NAYAX reader. The NAYAX company will draw for that in conjunction with the show also.
And that's going to be really fun. It's nice to get someone else to do the drawing for us so that we're not
absolutely.
But Matt works with them, and they're really respectful. And actually, I want to talk to you a little bit about NAYAX a little bit more after the stream, if we could. I just had a couple questions.
Yeah, of course.
Also, we're giving away. This is Jonathan's giving away some of the Howard Hospitality stands. You get the choice of either getting the one with being able to add the candy stack machines like in this image, or you can just have a plain stand. It's really cool. He's offering that, and he's also offering several of his screens, his advertising screens that he was talking about in the stream, and he's able to get into these locations with that as a sales pitch, because you put this on, it's pretty easy to install, it goes right into the power supply, and now you got an advertising, a way of showing your branding, and also you can advertise like menus or whatever the specials for them. But the main one that we're giving away, and I'm so grateful that this is happening, is thanks to the community for growing, being so supportive of Rainy's machines. But Rainy is giving away her very first machine. It includes the shipping and comes with the bill acceptor, so it's completely free, shipped to your door, and it's the spin and drop. Now, the spin and drop machine, I love it so much. I just barely installed one today, so now I got like 5 locations now with the spin and drop, and I'll have to see how this does at this 5th location. But every location I've had it at the spin and drop, it's consistently number 1 or really close to being number 1 every single week. People love these spin and drops. It's kind of like that new excitement. Like when you first put that mini machine or a claw machine in a location, you know how it had that really big excitement and thrill for the first few months. It's kind of like that, but it's been like this pretty consistently for me since last winter when or fall. When I put this all in here, it keeps doing a crazy amount of numbers. It's easy to feel. There are 30 different clips on there with 3 different difficulties. There's an A, B, C, so there's 10 A's, 10 B's, 10 C's, and you can program it. There's also 3 prize lockers on there, so you can hide some keys in there and boost your sales. Anyways, I really love it. It's $650 for the machine plus shipping, so probably about $1,000 value that Rainy is giving away. So pretty exciting. All you have to do is just go in the Discord, click on the links, and you're entered in for the drawing. And that'll be given away live. Well, the Discord is going to give it away, but we're going to have a live event on January. What is that? January 19th or March 19th or 18th, 20th? I forget.
20th. The 20th. The 20th.
March.
Or is it the 19th?
24th.
It's the 19th.
23rd. 23rd.
No, it's the 19th. It's the 19th.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. It's a day. It'll be
Wednesday, March 19th. Wednesday, I've got the NBVA site up right here.
Yeah, Wednesday
So
the 19th.
Wednesday, March 19th.
Oh wow.
Okay, let's get a couple more comments in here, and then we could talk about NBVA. We got about 45 minutes left, so we got a little bit of time.
Sure.
Let's see. So let's go down to blah 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 blah. Oh, I'll do this one first, and then I'll do the other one.
All right, Dino's Dispensers and Arcade says, nice auction video, Matt. Yeah, so this past weekend it was another arcade pinball vending coin op and all things cool auction. It was a good time, but it was a little bit light. Typically in January, there's not as much inventory because everybody buys up everything in December. So in January, it's usually a bit of a lighter auction. So I was able to attend, though. I did a video. If you guys didn't get to see that video, go check it out. It was pretty cool. But I did not bring anything home from this auction.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Cool.
All right.
I
Great
got
videos, though,
out
man. I only got to watch a few minutes of it. So my mother-in-law and I were watching murder mystery shows down in Santa Barbara every night. So I didn't get a chance to do much video type or YouTube watching while I was down there. But yeah. So all right. Next comment is.
This is from Caden. He says, how many times will you guys visit the same place until you get a yes?
Good question. I like your picture, by the way. That's an awesome picture. I don't know if that's you and your fiance or your girlfriend or whatever, but that's a cool picture. It looks like I don't know what you're standing in front of, but so I believe that you always go back. And I mean, you can get a feeling if the person's like, no, just flat out no.
Don't ever come back here.
Don't. I mean, we don't really ever get it. Don't ever come back here. But you can tell whether or not they're really interested or not. But we always go back if there's a hint of a chance, and I think that it shows like a huge amount of you wanting to be there or like a will to be there. And I think that when you go back, it's like, you haven't forgot about them and you really want to be there. And I think that is it's key when it comes to landing a lot of these locations, and a lot can change in a month for these locations. So we always go back. I'd wait, depending on the location and what they tell you. It depends on how often we go back. So most of the time, though, it's a couple weeks to a month. We'll always go back and double check. And then the feeling we get from that depends on when we go back again, if we go back again at all. That's just our strategy. But don't ever give up, and even if they give you like, well, I don't think it's really right for us right now, maybe in the future, then go back in 2 or 3 months and check in. But don't give up, for sure. So
it took me like a year to get my movie theater location. It was the same guy I talked to for a year. Of course, it was during the COVID time, and he just didn't know. And I've always just kept going back and worked with him, showed my dedication. And they ever ask like, wow, you're really committed to this. You're like, yeah, that's the kind of person you're going to get. You're going to get a vendor who's dedicated. So that's something to always remind them of in case they wonder. You're dedicated.
There's 3 locations that we've gotten from going back. And one of them was because when we originally talked to the owner, he was passing it down to his daughter, and he didn't want to say anything about the whole process about what was happening. But what was really cool is he did tell her we came in. So I guess he gave her the flyer or whatever. And so we went back and he wasn't there. We asked for him when we went back, and she's like, well, actually, I took it over. My dad was the original owner. And we're like, oh, we came in and we do the little mini claw machines. She goes, I have your flyer. It's on my desk, And then we ended up getting it because she took it over. And it was about a month later. But that's what changed in that month. The other one changed ownership in the time that we went back, which was 2 months later. They were in the process of selling it. So the reason that they didn't want to have us in there was because they knew a new owner was coming in, but they didn't want to tell because it was like a sale that wasn't public. You know what I mean? They were in the process of selling the business, and we went back and the new owner was in there. And so we ended up taking it over. So it can be things that you may be out of your control, but it doesn't mean you should give up by any means. So, yeah. Next one. Nice auction video. Okay, this one.
All right, from Robert Owen. He says, will the stand be at the NBVA? I'll be booking our hotel this weekend, going with my wife and 2 kids. The kids are stoked on trying the different arcade games.
It will be. It looks like we won't have the standard stand. It looks like we're going to have the book stand, according to David, in the booth. So you can see the stand in person. Your kids are going to go nuts because they basically have free reign of that place. Like, it is free games as much as they want all the time. And it's nuts. And I highly recommend, you kind of go with them the first day and just kind of search everything out that they're interested in, because the first day is ridiculously busy, and then go back the next day and then have a lot of fun, because it's kind of overwhelming the first day and everybody's on the machines and it's kind of nuts. But it is free to play everything, which is awesome. Your kids are going to have a blast. So very cool. Yeah. Next one.
J-Man the Vendor says, when Howie says nonprofit, does that mean he has a 501c3?
3C. Yes. Yeah, it is a 501c3. No, it's a 501c3. It is a full-fledged nonprofit. Yeah. California-based nonprofit. So it is, anything you donate to it is a tax write-off. Anybody that wants to support it, 100%. It is full-fledged, legit. The only thing that we haven't done that we need to do is, I've asked all these guys, including Jen, to be on the board, but I never followed through with it. So we need like a board of directors I need to create. Other than that, it's pretty much legit. So yeah. So I know. So I'm asking you guys again to be on the board, just so you know. Matt and David.
like
Super chat.
I thought, okay.
Super chat. Here we go. Yahoo! This one from Neon Starship. A $2 super chat said, just joined you guys on the Vending Academy. Cheers.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome, Neon Star.
It is
That's
growing. You guys don't even know. It's like we added like 5 people this week. The Vending Academy is picking up. We do Monday morning coffee. Jen hosts that. She is phenomenal with Monday morning coffee. I'm going to post here in the community to find out what other day you guys want to meet, like an evening. And I'm willing to do like a meeting in the evening during the week, not on Wednesday night, of course, because we do the live stream. Oh, I didn't talk to you guys, and I didn't talk to Jen, but we need to talk about next week because we are going down south Tuesday, and we're not returning till Thursday during the day. So would you guys, I'm just popping this on you in the middle of the live stream. Would you guys be okay moving to Thursday next week? I was going to ask you before, but nobody was in there, but Matt and I, and that was it. So I didn't get a chance to ask.
I'll need to check my schedule.
I had to check my schedule too. I don't want to give you the answer. I think I'm okay, but like I have to check my
Check
schedule.
it right now. I need to know now.
But that works out because I got booked for a phone call next Wednesday anyway.
David's got 2 phone call bookings this week, which is crazy. And just so you guys know, you can go to our website. It's down at the bottom. You can book times with Matt. You can book times with David. You can book times with Jen. If you want to talk full line, NAYAX, old school claws, redoing, old school games, Matt is your man. You can book a time with him. But David's gotten 2 bookings this week, which is pretty awesome. 2 totally different people for totally different subjects. Do you want to talk about it?
I just was saying, I wish my wife would book me because, that'd be cool. But she doesn't care about me that much, so only the viewers care about me, I guess. So
That's not true. Your wife loves you. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We've done, I think, about 15 so far, and of the bookings, and it has been it's super fun. We're open almost 7 days a week. David and Matt and Jen have a little more restrictions on the days they're available, but it's a full hour to sit down and talk to them about anything that you want, and hang out, which is awesome. And then from then, we still text all those people and hang out with them even after they've booked times and stuff, so we can help people grow. It's just a really cool thing. So then we have the Vending Academy, which actually, let me pull that up. Let's see if I got it. Oh, there it is. Look at that. So for those of you who don't know, we have a Vending Academy. We also have a new Facebook, which we were talking about Facebook earlier. Facebook's gotten the groups have gotten just vicious. You go in there and it's just people, there was one post about somebody I was reading the other day where somebody kind of bashed a female in one of the vending channels, and she was really upset. And she's like, how can they do that? And then they protected him, which I thought was really crazy because he wasn't very nice to her and she's just trying to learn. And I felt really bad. So we actually created our Let's Talk Vending Facebook group. And one of the big things is that it's 100% positive. Anytime that we see negative comments or people bashing each other, and you're gone. We have no patience for that kind of stuff. We just want people to grow and to do well. And so if you go into your Facebook groups and type in Let's Talk Vending, we created a group just in Facebook for that, and we expect everybody to join because that's what you should do and help people grow. And then we also have on the website, we have a school set up that Jen has been pretty much leading for us, which is awesome. And it's $10 a month. You can get the link on our website down below. You can see the information about the academy, and then it's on our website under education, and it's only $10 a month, and we have a lot of good people in there, and we're growing, which is really cool. So if you want, if you're serious about growing your business and the things that we talk about on here, like landing locations, what machines to order, whether it's bulk, full line, or amusement, we cover it all. And there's a lot of good videos in there. And so, so join that. It's $10 a month, which is awesome. So let's go back to here. Okay. All right. You look very serious, Matt. Are you okay?
I am serious.
Okay. Let's see.
Why so serious?
Why so serious? Okay, here we go. Next question.
All right, Robert Owen says, are you running their ads at other locations, like a pizza shop ad at a boba shop, or are you only showing the locations ads at those individual locations?
So we don't do that. There is people that have bought our screens that do that. So they sell actual advertising in their screens and then put them in. So they won't do like a pizza place and a pizza place. Like they'll do like what you're talking about, which is a boba place and a pizza place. We don't do that. We only use them to help us land locations, and we advertise that location and ourselves. But you could. And people have been very successful at it. There's about 6 people that I know of that have been doing that, and they have an extra, like, I don't know, $150 or $200 a month in income just from doing ads for other people, which is pretty cool. We've never approached it that way. Doesn't mean you can't, but they've had success with it. But we don't do that personally. So
There you go.
720 Vending wants to know, Matt or David.
720 Vending says, David looks like he's in deep thought tonight.
Oh, that was earlier. Yeah, I mentioned that. That was when I was going over the numbers. Like I was looking at my sales and stuff, and I was in deep thought. Yeah, I was doing the math, and I was like, Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales.
So here's a comment on Kittleton.
Elite Claw Amusement says they have awful payouts, cheap plush, high commission, but good-looking machines. They did get him kicked out of a location this month.
I think that's was
unfortunate.
720 or somebody. I don't know who was saying they got kicked out, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that they go around kicking people out. That's against the vending code. It's like the code of honor, like the pirates.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's a question from White Tiger Vending. Kim?
White Tiger Vending says, thank you very much for answering my questions. Here's another one. Where do you buy your empty flat folder sleeves for Pokemon card vends? Who wants to take it?
Go ahead.
I
You
don't
start.
I don't do those.
I get mine
we
from
do.
Flatline.
Yeah. So we do Flatline or SSM, and those have been the two. All-Star, and then I believe Rhode Island Vending might have them too. Don't quote me on that, but I think that there is an East Coast supplier that we don't use because it's so far to ship them over to here that we don't use that in California. But you can definitely, Flatline's a really good source for them. That's where they come from everybody else. Most of them drop ship them from Flatline, and they're really inexpensive. And then we get all of our Pokemon cards. Do not go to anyone else but PA Pokemon pulls for your Pokemon cards. 100%.
That's right.
I'm telling you right now, you will not be happy with anybody else. We used him for years. Matt's used him for years, and we 100% recommend that you go. He's in the Discord. If you need contact information, you can get Matt or I to give it to you. But PA Pokemon Pulls is the best Pokemon cards and the best prices. 100%.
Trustworthy.
Yeah, and he's trustworthy. Agreed. There's others trying to sell it, not compared to PA Pokemon Pulse. He's the best. Darren has a question. David?
Darren wants to know, can you... Oh, go ahead. You go ahead and read it.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
Can you turn off flashing lights on Mega Minis? Honestly, I've never done mess with the settings on the lighting and stuff. Pretty soon you'll be able to dim it, but you can make it a solid light if that's what you're wanting to do. Like the later Mega Minis, you can make it like solid blue, solid red, solid green. So you can change the colors. Soon you'll be able to dim it, and you can always just unplug it if you hate it all together. Just go in the back and just hold the key.
And Darren, we just ordered ours custom from her. We ordered 20 that are all white, and they are solid, no flashing. The only thing that's color on the whole machine is the button. Everything else is completely white, non-flashing, solid. So you can order it red like that, blue like that, but you need to order it when you order it custom. You just order it from her like that. And that's the best part about ordering these machines is that you can order them any way you want them. But the standard ones that you may have found or ordered before, no, you can't change that. It is fixed as flashing or whatever. But you can swap out the board when the new board comes out and then dim them if you want to do that. So the board will be available in about 2 weeks or so. Well, actually more, probably like 3 to 4 weeks when they return from Chinese New Year. Then you can order the new board. So.
Oh, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys have Bitcoin at all or any cryptocurrency?
Nope.
No.
No. Oh, okay. I'm the only one with cryptocurrency then. I got a whole bunch of crypto.
You're Mr. Money, so yes, of course.
Yeah.
I got
We don't have a little extra cash in our pocket.
I got
Jonathan,
about
play the intro
35,000
music.
Satoshis.
Come on, play it. There it is.
Look at. I got 35,000 Bitcoin Satoshis. Isn't that?
That's crazy.
Do you guys know what 35,000 Bitcoin Satoshis is worth? $35 about.
Oh,
I can fill up a tank of gas. Or actually,
He's on fire!
he's on fire.
You get it all, man. You unlock the secret door, man. It is crazy. I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna start investing in Bitcoin. I think I decided I'm gonna start buying Bitcoin again. I haven't bought Bitcoin in a while.
I had some for a while, but I sold it.
Oh, did you? Yeah, me too. I sold all my Bitcoin too, but now I wish I had it. Delic and I had lots of cryptocurrency. We were mining, like, you should have seen our mining setup before I got into vending. It was crazy. I had like, how many video cards, Del? Like 100. My uncle had like 160. I had like 40 or 50 video cards, and it was just mine.
All right.
So is that still a thing?
Mining?
What?
Not in the sense. I mean, people still buy they buy the ant miners and stuff like that, but not like GPU mining anymore. It's not really a thing anymore.
All right, next question.
All right, Dragon Hill Games says my full size is doing more than double my best mini. My best mini did over $750 last month. That's still really good.
Ooh, that's really awesome. Those
Dragon
are good
Hill
locations.
has games at Disneyland for sure.
That's the guy you need to play music for. Money, money, money.
Disney.
Wow. Right?
I like some of those sound effects. Yeah, I like that one a lot. It makes me want to go to Disneyland.
Pixie dust.
Tinkerbell just flew by.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, back to here. Okay, here we go.
All right, next question. J-Man the vendor says, I believe Howie. I think the prize box is the difference. I run the same win percentage with Jumbo Plush as you do with the minis. I'm not sure where.
1 and 8. So he's running 1 and 8 with his Jumbo. So because he's ordering them in huge container loads of plush, I'm guessing, and so he's getting them at quite a bit better price than probably what we got them at. So you can run them like that and crush it, and I think that's what a lot of the bigger vendors do. We're just not at that level, to be 100% honest, where we can afford to do that. So for us, we need to run them at a higher ratio, and then so they don't do as well, I think. But somebody like him, where you can order container loads of plush, then it makes sense to do them at a lower ratio, and a lot of people do. And Jen's the same way. When you're ordering pallet loads of stuff, then it makes sense to run them at a lower ratio and get more wins and more plays and do better. But we're just not quite there. But he's 100% right. And I wish I was golfing wherever that picture is, because that looks pretty sweet right now. Sorry. Let's see. So I'm going down through here.
I know there's a couple more, at least one more super chat, maybe two in there.
Oh, is there? Let me go back down and do those first. Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah, we got to make sure we get those in there. This one from Elite Claw Amusements. It's a $2 super chat. He says, "If the sky that we look upon."
That's a song.
Oh, it's got the music. It's got the music notes.
Yeah. Stand by Me.
that's Stand By Me.
Wow, that was good, David. Damn,
I
that
know
was really good.
some older songs. I don't really like you. Well,
Yeah,
you got to remember, I was raised Mormon, so when I go to church dances, they play older music where it was like so
yes.
Do you have to
crazy.
stand like far apart and like dance like this?
They had a joke, how the
We
like by faith, we have the Book of Mormon, we have the Doctrine and Covenants, we have the Pearl of Great Price, we have the Bible, the Old Testament, New Testament, all these documents. They said you have to be able to put that whole thing away from you,
Yeah.
which is it's not that big. It's like that
Well,
big.
I dated a girl when I was in high school that was Mormon for a little while, and like we used to go to the Mormon dances, and it was always like they were like
They're fun.
super. Oh yeah, they were super like OCD strict about that stuff, and like they were like
Oh, really?
walking around. Well, they were walking around in circles like around the kids, making
Oh
sure they
no,
weren't
like
touching.
I never.
So yeah,
Well, I never got anything like that. Like when I went to church dances, people were just like going there to have fun. Like I didn't really. There wasn't really any couples there. There were just people having fun. I'm sure there were people that were couples, but
no, it's a bunch of
I
sweaty
never.
kids. Like they were just like having touched girls, and they were like, oh, ooh, they just want to keep them
There's a
apart.
movie called The Singles Ward. Oh my gosh, that movie made me laugh. The guys are in there, they're like, it's always about looking at the ankles. You can tell by the ankles or something like that. Oh, it's funny.
Yep.
You should watch it just for the memes of. It's like a bunch of inside jokes of church. It's funny. So it's called The Singles Ward. Guys, if you ever get a movie, watch that more movie. Singles Ward.
All right. Another super chat. This one from Mike at 720 Vending. He says Jonathan is the rap king. We'll call him MC Jonathan. We are 55 days away from the NBVA Expo, and I can't wait to see everyone and all the new members.
Whoa.
Yes.
This year
down.
is gonna be insane. If you're not going, you're dumb. That's all I gotta say. You're super dumb because it is gonna be so much fun and everybody's gonna have a blast. All 3,900 members of the Discord are gonna be there. It is gonna be off the chain cool. So you guys need to go. And I swear that, like we talked about earlier, it's where all the new stuff is. It's super tight. Everybody just has a blast. I'm 99% sure that Eli and Cody are coming this year. From
So
a text.
Made a video.
I talked to Eli this week.
Oh, okay, good. Because I got a text from Cody. So what did he say?
He said they were going. Now,
Yeah, it's okay.
I wasn't sure.
So
Like they just
there.
dropped out.
It's
And,
okay.
yeah, no. So they made a video, and I sent him a message, and I was like, "Man, I'm glad you guys are back," and whatever. And he's like, "Well, it sounds like we're gonna be there," and so I had a feeling, and I'm super excited to see them. I love those guys, and so you'll have all of us there this year again, and it's good times. So you need to go, and we need some time alone, all of us together, so we can hang out and touch base. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys need to be there for sure. Let me go back up now because I missed comments. Let's see. So J-Man is saying about the prize locker.
J-Man the vendor, the prize box makes the difference. Howie is correct.
Yeah,
Howie.
so I think
I like he's referring to you as
Well,
Howie.
in
I know.
high
Don't
school
feel
I played a lot of sports, and that was my nickname in high school for some reason. So there was another player, I don't even remember who it was, but he was very big, and I don't even remember who it was then. But that was my nickname in high school. So it makes sense. I don't know if he has a friend or something, but that's what they called me in high school. I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to mention any names. So, yeah. So the people are commenting on that. So they're saying that like the cost of the full size machines and the plush, same thing that we're saying is that I think if you can order Rainy machines, like Rainy makes a 31-inch full size machine, brand new, like really inexpensive, and then doing plush cheaper, I think it makes sense. But it's very hard to have good margins and good ratios, for how pricey the bigger prizes are. They're just very pricey. So Matt's good at finding deals, and so it's I got to follow his suit because he's got it down.
I'm loving it.
What is
I think you're in
this?
the, I don't think for a second.
Well, so kind of tying it to the last super chat. So a great way to get deals on plush is to order them at the shows. And with the show coming up in Vegas, I mean, it really, the trip kind of pays for itself with the amount of money you save if you are placing orders for plush or machines or anything like that, because you'll get all these show specials. So you might as well just go to the show and save a bunch of money. I try to place all my orders at IAPA, so enough to get me to NBVA, and then I'll place orders at the NBVA for enough to get me to IAPA. So that's what I try to do. It doesn't always work. I usually sometimes have to end up ordering more stuff, but that's the best way to do it because you can save a ton of cash. And speaking of which, you know what's funny, Jonathan? I placed an order with Fiesta at IAPA, and I never heard a thing from them. I was never charged, but I never heard a thing from them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So that's weird.
Yeah.
Because So I wonder if it got lost because we ordered one
It had
too.
to. Yeah. It had
I
to.
came back and ordered one. I didn't order one at the show, but I really liked a few things that they had, and I was like, we got to have
Yeah.
those. So we came back. So I don't know. I just think the shows are such a freaking zoo. Like I can imagine
They
how
can be.
things
They
get
can
lost. But yeah, I mean, if you didn't, I don't know if, yeah, that's weird because Fiesta's usually pretty good. So, because I know Jen made an order and a few other people made an order, and I think she got hers. So yeah, I'm sorry. They're
It's
pretty
all
good,
good.
though.
It's all good.
Their new catalog's pretty sweet. But yeah, so yeah, we'll order something else.
Right. I don't. I was just looking at the map. I was looking to see if they're going to be at the NBVA show, and I don't think they are.
That's sad because like they got some really cool stuff. So if you missed them at IAPA, you missed out because I actually have a catalog here somewhere, but I would like definitely look at their catalog, you guys, if you haven't seen it, because they got some really cool stuff. And then if you guys want to look at our video on our YouTube, like we did a walkthrough of their whole booth, so you can see what they have in person, which is pretty cool. Next comment, let's see.
Hunter Road says, I have someone selling 2 Mega Minis for $1,500 each.
What?
Should I buy them or wait for the delivery time on Alibaba? I know what the
No.
answer's gonna be.
Hunter, don't buy them for $1,500 each. Contact us. I can get you an order. You need to wait and order them direct from Rainy. They're roughly between $750 and $800, depending on where you live, delivered. So you can get 2 for that price. So don't.
So this person is trying to double their money. And
Oh yeah, they're trying to double their money and
earn free machines by.
Well, and they probably
ordering
know
4
that.
and then selling 2.
Yeah, they probably ordered them and they're in the States and they can get them to you quicker, which, I mean, if you're going to pay for them to be shipped in a week or something, then maybe if you don't want to wait, I would highly recommend you order those versus other products if you need them right away. But I wouldn't spend that if you can wait. Am I different? What do you think, David?
Yeah, no, I mean, we're on a break right now and stuff, so there's 3 weeks of downtime. That's the only sucky thing, but if you can wait 3 more weeks, I mean, it'll save you half the price.
Yeah, if you ordered from, like, if I helped you order some right now, Hunter, it would be May before you're going to see those machines.
It'd probably be about March, I would say, end of March, beginning of April.
No.
Did she say that long?
Because they're leaving. They're leaving. Oh, she saw some in stock, but if you were ordering something that wasn't what she had there, then you're they wouldn't start building it till they got back. So it would be May.
So yeah,
I like giving people worst case scenario because I don't want to overpromise and then deliver.
I would think you get it by April, honestly. Well, if you order the ones that's in stock, you're gonna get that in sometime March, and then April would probably be when she rebuilds it and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Brandon Walker says the spin and drop looks awesome. Yes, it does.
I already did all these super chats, right? I did the 720 and the Elite Claw. I did both those. Okay.
I think there's one more 720 super chat. A new one just came in.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right, one more super chat from 720 Vending. He says 23 people watching, only 2 likes. We need those likes.
Mike, or 720 Vending, I should say, on the Discord. He got a super mini, and it was not in great shape. It was all bent up and broken and stuff like that. He made that thing look so clean, and it looks brand new Did you post that on the Discord? I think you did post it on the Discord, but it was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. He restored this machine and made it look brand new. It was awesome. Fixed the frame and everything.
Yeah,
Another
looks
person
really
like
good.
Matt is very talented at fixing things.
Thank you. Robert Owen says, I also joined Vending Academy. I was sad to have to miss this Monday's call, but had to sell a full line machine that I was not using at the time. Well, cool. Welcome to the Vending Academy.
Nice. So I don't know what this means. Doesn't allow pages to join. I don't know what that means.
This group does. Oh, you know what? I bet this is talking about the Let's Talk Vending Facebook group.
Yeah, we don't need pages to join. You have to be a person.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are joining, it's very important to us. You need to understand that when we set up this Facebook group, that you answer the questions and that you accept the rules, because the rules are, we're very adamant about making sure that people are treated well in our Facebook group. So if you don't answer the questions or accept the rules, you're going to be declined immediately. So just so you guys know that, it's not a personal thing against you or anything else, but if you can't take 2 minutes to answer the 4 questions and accept the rules, then you don't belong in there. That's just our honest opinion. Like, the whole thing about it is to grow a group that's going to support each other. And if you can't spend 5 minutes to answer the questions, then you're not going to spend 5 minutes to help anybody. So the whole idea is to get people on the same page of helping each other, and they want to be in there. It's about wanting to be part of this group. So,
and also those questions help us reduce any spam requests and things like that too.
So, sure. Looks like Delwig's in here. What's he doing? Did he wake up?
Yeah, Delwig's hanging out. Yeah, kind of. Not sure what that was for, but pretty cool to have Delwig with us tonight.
Yeah, I love my little buddy. Delwig is my best friend in the whole wide world.
He's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So let's pull this up because I got to answer this one.
Okay, Dragon Hill Games says, I've bought 12 machines from Lee Fun, and still I can't even talk to her. She keeps transferring me to other employees.
Okay,
What's
so
going on there?
Let me answer this for you. So for those of you who don't know, like Le Fun Amusements, like, a lot of people think that these companies from China are huge and that they're giant factories with like 10,000 employees and stuff. And Rainey's company that she works for, she's not the owner. She works there. She has a manager and an owner and all this stuff. She is basically oversees a lot of what goes on with orders and production, and she has salespeople that work for her. But this is a very small company. I don't know how many people. Maybe David knows how many people total are in the company, but it's not big, and that's why you get nice machines and good results, because they personally build them and take the time to with attention to detail to make sure that they're running and working properly before they even send them to you. So Rainey is extremely busy. And the reason that David and I agreed to help her with sales is we don't make money. It's to help her relieve the stress off of her. So she has some salespeople that help her. And the reason that she's passing you on to them is because she's so busy with other stuff. So it's hard to get a hold of Rainey, but when you talk to us, we got a one-on-one with her on almost a daily basis to get your quote to her and get it to you. But you're probably going to end up talking to a salesperson, because she can't handle all the people that want to talk to her. So it's nothing against new people. It's just more that she hired people to help her handle the amount of people, because the Mega Minis have become extremely popular. You saw my little tagline there, David. They've become extremely popular. And so they're selling thousands and thousands and thousands of these a week. So it is crazy the amount of machines that they're doing, and they're getting very well known because they're so good. So give her a break. She doesn't have a chance to answer everybody's questions, but that's the reason she hired people to help her. So talk to those people, because Jenna and What's the other one's name? David, do you remember?
I don't. I only talk to Rainey personally, but I know also
Yeah.
if you have tried talking to Rainey, she did have a cold the last week before the
Yeah.
holiday break, and so it was really hard to get a hold of her the last 7 days, anyways. So she's
Yeah.
human,
For both of
but
us
yeah,
too.
Jonathan makes some good points. I mean, Rainey 3-4 years ago, it was easy to talk to her because small business, only a handful of people, but the Discord group and the YouTube videos and all that, she's grown a lot. Her company that she works for grown so much, and she's actually, their company had to move into 2 different factories since I've known her because she had to get bigger and bigger. They kept getting bigger from the YouTube channels, and it's funny because I talked to her about the sales and stuff like that, and she gives me a breakdown of sometimes of her sales because I'm curious, and the amount of machines that are purchased just from the Discord group is incredible. And there's a whole nother factor that people buy from her, not just from the Discord group. There's a whole nother audience that they get, and because of the Discord group, she gets a lot of uh, even though the Discord group is not buying it directly, our reviews and our comments, like if you look at her reviews, she has so many pages of reviews, 5-star reviews on her Alibaba page, and so it's like all these people order from her. So she's gotten really busy, which is awesome for her. I'm glad. I'm super excited that she's successful and she recognizes that. But she's also willing to talk with the Discord group and have her crew help work with us and stuff. So, yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, so we can help you. Her salespeople can help you. They know everything. They're really good. If you don't feel comfortable about something that you have questions that you don't feel like you're getting answers, something, just contact us. I will 100% help you place an order or get a quote or whatever it is, or if they're busy and you're not getting answers, let me know and I will help you as much as I can. They're going on vacation because of the Chinese New Year, so it's going to be a little harder for us to get a hold of somebody. And just remember that I really think that if you're going to be ordering a new order, it's going to be probably almost into the first week of May, probably, unless it's something they have in stock. So just keep that in mind. Hero 3 had a real quick question I wanted to get to because we only have 4 minutes left. So
yeah, Hero 3 wants to know, how many places do you guys have coupon codes for? Is it only for candy machines?
no, we've got lots of codes.
All the stuff
Galaxy
in the Discord,
Games.
though.
Yeah, Galaxy Games 843 for NAYAX. On our website, there is currently a 2025 code and a Discord code that are both active on our website for Kiosoft. We have and there's sales on all of our plush and toys and advertising screens, and it works on all that stuff. We can help you with stuff for Rainy on stuff. So there's a lot of codes and stuff that we have that can help you guys. So just let us know, and we'd be happy to help you. So, yeah, 100%. There's a lot out there. Let's see. I think the only current code for, I don't even know if it's even, no, that one's not even active anymore on their website. So, I think the only codes that are active on Candy Machine right now are just the ones that are running. I don't even think that Quick Play is even active anymore, if I remember correctly. Somebody tried to use it and it wasn't working. So I don't know if that one's.
Code I always used.
Yeah, I don't think it's active anymore. We
That
had one
gave the
too.
best
We had a
discount.
link. Yeah, we had a link that worked too, and it's not active anymore. So,
I know.
But-
I know. They did shut down their affiliate program, so that's no longer
Yeah.
a thing over there. So
that may be why. Blah, 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 blah.
Vending Labels has a discount code.
Oh yeah, Discord. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, but let us know if you need help with any of those. We got 2 minutes left. Do you guys want to do the giveaway one more time, real quick, or do you have time?
yeah, I don't think we have time for that. So
Okay.
guys, just remember, go on over to the Discord. We're giving away 7 machines for the NBVA show. So make sure you go over to the Discord to get signed up to win. That's a spin and drop, a NAYAX VPOS Touch credit card reader, a Howard Hospitality Group claw stand, and 4 advertising screens from the Howard Hospitality Group. Sign up at the Discord to get registered to win. And with that said, I think it's time to say thanks so much, guys,
Yeah.
for hanging out with us week after week. Next week there might be some changes. We'll talk about that offline and figure all
I
that
think it's
out.
gonna be Thursday. Hopefully, if you guys are okay with it, because we'll be out of town.
I need to check my schedule. But
Okay.
no matter what, we'll make sure we announce it in the Discord or anything coming up. So just make sure you watch there in the community tabs and all the good stuff. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching our videos. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the stream. We appreciate all the likes, all the shares, all the super chats. Thank you so much for that. Couldn't do it without you guys. Really do it. Like I said, really do appreciate it. But it's time to wrap this live stream up. So again, thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and we'll see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.